Good evening, everybody. You're watching the Just Keep Up podcast, where we're one step ahead. I'm Kurt Johnson. This is Pete Zindros. We're excited to be back to you guys here on this Friday. We have a great show planned for you tonight. We have a lot to talk about, lots to get into. Big show. Our featured story tonight, we're going to be talking all about Victor Wembanyama. He is out for the year with blood clots, and apparently it's pretty serious, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty sad, bro. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of any other NBA star that got their not their season, not their career short, but just their season shortened because of these blood clots. So this is like a very strange and awkward situation to be in for San Antonio, especially because this was the year that they were supposed to build that chemistry leading up for next year. But now it looks like they're going to have to go through the chemistry issues next year. So this is like a little setback to them. So we're going to talk all about it. We're also going to talk about the Lakers last couple weeks with Luka Doncic. We're going to analyze how they look. We're going to analyze how we think they're going to do moving forward. And did our position change on the Lakers at all? So, there's no doubt about it that they look a little more crisp with Luka not out there, but I mean that's to be expected with getting the chemistry issues down and everything else like this. So, but yeah, guys, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna give our takes on that. It's gonna be a great show. Before we get into it, I'm going to remind you to like and subscribe, help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. Also, guys, follow us on Rumble, guys, rumble.com at Just Keep Up Podcast. And like and subscribe there and give us a follow there as well to get a push notification every time we post. And with in addition to that, guys, follow me at Kurt's Philosophy on YouTube and Rumble if you are interested in the world's deepest, darkest secrets. My friend, do you have anything before we start the show?
Nope.
And before we start the show, you had a birthday the other day. How was that, bro?
Oh, thanks for asking. It was good, guys. It was good. I'm 24 now. It's my Kobe year. But yeah, it was good. I'm actually going out later with Kurt to celebrate it again as well, along with a couple other friends. So yeah, it should be pretty fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna save our featured story for last. Let's give take on the Lakers here. So acquiring the since acquiring Luka Doncic, the Lakers have been on a pretty big tear recently. But just with Luka off the floor. So the Lakers, since they gotten Luka Doncic, right? They are 8-2. Okay, and their two losses are unfortunately with Luka. They're 1-2 when Luka plays. Okay, so they're undefeated, acquiring Luka, but you know what I mean, but just not with him on the floor. So they're 1-2 with him on the floor. The one win was the opening day. Uh, his debut, and then they lost the next two games. So, what is your take on Luka, how he looks, and just your overall take when Luka is on the floor with the Lakers?
From what I'm seeing, I mean, it just looks like a guy coming back from injury. Like, we got to remember, guys, he didn't play basketball for 2 months. And then when he came back, it was for a brand new team. He played 2 games, right? And then they had the All-Star weekend, which, he won another week without hooping right after he came back. I mean, he struggled. I think it's a bit of a normal issue. I think a lot of people are overreacting when they're saying, that the Lakers are cooked and shit like that. But in my opinion, I think they're going to be fine moving forward. And for your information, guys, if you guys think the Lakers are cooked, go look at the Clippers, for example. When they acquired James Harden, his first 4 to 5 games there, not only was he horrendous, the team was also horrendous. But eventually they figured it out. I see a similar situation here with the Lakers and Luka. I think it's all about Luka getting back in the rhythm from his injury, learning the system, learning how him and LeBron want to do things because, they're both dominant dudes. I think they're going to be okay. I think moving forward, though, what they should do, though, as far as the system goes, is I would like to see Luka running the show more on ball because he is the better player as of right now, from LeBron. And obviously, LeBron's proven he can be a great off-ball guy as well. So I kind of want to see the show being ran how it was ran in Dallas, where Luka's the guy, and then LeBron is the second option, where he's mostly going to play off ball like Kyrie did. He'll take some turns, handling the ball and stuff like that. But I kind of want to see something like that moving forward. And then, yeah, obviously in the off season, they still need to target a center since they rejected Mark Williams because of his physicals.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so I agree with the first part and then I disagree with the second part. So I agree with the first part that people are overreacting to Luka's struggles. I mean, during the Lakers' tenure so far, it's only been 3 games, but he's only averaging 14 points a game, 5 turnovers, and he's only made 2 3-pointers. Okay, he's 2 for 15 from three. So obviously, and then at the end of the last game that he played, which was against the Hornets, they literally just went after Luka, on with him on defense. They just torched him, went after him. It got so bad that the Lakers had to take him out on defense. So the one problem that I think that they're going to run into the Lakers is teams are just going to switch hunt. They're just going to switch hunt and they're going to attack Luka. They attack Austin Reeves, but Austin Reeves has become not he hasn't become a good defender, but he's become a pretty solid defender where he can hold his own. And just the last game that they played yesterday, he had 2 steals down the stretch, 2 crucial steals. He had a steal. He's underrated at drawing charges. He draws a lot of charges. He's number one at drawing charges on the Lakers. And he had 2 blocks yesterday as well. So now I'm not trying to say that Reeves is a shot blocker, but what I am saying he does not only does he participate on defense, but he's actually becoming a very savvy defender, drawing the charges, etc. So he's not this liability on defense the way that Luka is. Luka is just like a cone on defense. And so they're trying to hide him, but teams are switch hunting and they're making Luka play defense. And that's something that I feel when Luka is on the floor that they just can't seem to get right at the moment, right? Is they're attacking Luka on defense, and then on offense, Luka doesn't have much energy just getting back, and they're attacking him on defense, so he can't make a shot. And because he can't make a shot, they're bad on offense and they're bad on defense. So it's like, with Luka being off, he's taking away the shine from, Austin Reeves. Luka sat last game, Reeves had 30. He had 33. So, it's like if Luka's not really there offensively yet, and then we know he's never going to be there defensively, it's kind of like they're playing 4-on-5. Now Luka, he will find his rhythm. He will be okay. But the defense, the switch hunting does concern me with him on defense. But, they're just going to have to outscore everyone. And I think that they have the capability of doing that come the postseason. But, we have to wait and see. I'll also say this, I get that it was a back-to-back, but isn't this just, I don't know if it's just the players now or this speaks to how great LeBron James is, but LeBron can play 40 years old on a back-to-back and Luka has to sit out nursing his calf strain. And it's like LeBron has an ankle injury he's dealing with. That's the reason why he didn't even play in the All-Star game. And he still got up and played. So I don't know if this was a LeBron thing or a Laker thing or a Luka thing where they're telling Luka, hey, sit out with the calf strain. I don't know if they're making Luka do it, which is probably the case because I know he wants to play. But it's just like, bro, how good is LeBron at 40 years old? Even in their last game, he had 30 plus points. He missed the game winner, unfortunately, but he had 30 plus points. No, I think he had 28 in that game. But he had like 16 points in the fourth quarter. Like he was going crazy. He had a crazy poster on Mark Williams. It's like, how is he doing this at 40? And then the second night of a back to back, he drops 40 at 40 years old. You know what I mean? And, non negotiable, the best player on the court. He did have 11 turnovers, but other than that, he was good. So, my takeaway from the Lakers, over the course of when Luka has been here, just to give a recap, is, one, Luka has to find his rhythm sooner rather than later because they're gonna keep losing to bad, mediocre to bad teams because Luka's so bad on defense. If he's not contributing much on offense, it's kind of like they're going to be playing 4-on-5 a lot of times, right? But when Luka finds his rhythm, there is no doubt this is going to be one of the best offenses in basketball.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with all that. I think even when Luka finds his rhythm, though, I still don't think the Lakers are the favorites to win it all. We spoke about this on one of our previous shows already. I still think they need a center, but they could get that settled in the offseason potentially. But do I think they're going to be as bad as they've looked right now with Luka? No, they're gonna be a lot better than this. They're still gonna be a top 2 to 3 team in the Western Conference overall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. But Luka needs to find his rhythm. I think, maybe not tomorrow against Denver, but definitely when they play the Mavericks. I think that's the game that Luka's going to say that's the game after. So they have Denver tomorrow, and then on the 25th they have the Mavericks. So I think Denver's going to be the last game that he really tries to find out his rhythm, figure out his rhythm, and then when they play at Dallas, I think that's going to be the game Luka has his first 30-point game as a Laker. He'll get back in the rhythm of things. But yeah, we'll see. I definitely, the Lakers have a tough stretch coming up. They got the Nuggets, they got the Mavericks, they got the Wolves, they got the Clippers, they got the Clippers again, they got the Celtics, they got the Knicks, they got the Bucks, they got the Suns, they got the Nuggets, they got the Nuggets, they got the Bucks. So it's a tough schedule. The last 30 games of the year, they really don't have gimmies in here. So, they're gonna have to compete. They're gonna have to play. Luka's gonna have to suck it up and play. LeBron's gonna have to suck it up and play. Uh, because what you don't want to do is fall into the seventh, eighth seed, and then now you're playing in the play-in, right? They want to continue to be at the fifth seed, possibly move up to fourth or third, right? Like that's what they would rather do. So if you want to do that, you guys are gonna have to play. So I think this is probably going to be the last game that Luka, necessarily misses because of this cap strain. He's gonna have to play, bro. Like it's just not an option to fall into the play-in, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Brian Windhorst, they like to call him Windy. He was actually saying that he believes there's a chance Luka Doncic may not resign with the Lakers. Can you guys actually believe that? Like he was saying that because Luka never asked to be a Laker, he thinks there's a good chance he might not even end up resigning. Like he thinks he might just go off to Denver or some shit, which personally I find it hard to believe Luka is not going to resign because he already lost a lot of money with the Mavericks getting rid of him. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to lose any more money. And the most money he can get now is obviously if he resigns with the Lakers. And either way, bro, there's not much better situations for Luka Doncic out there. I mean, he's gonna make the most money here. He's living in Los Angeles. He's playing with LeBron James. Like, I mean, other than Dallas, this is literally the best possible situation for himself. So I find it hard to believe that he's gonna end up leaving. But what do you think though?
I think it honestly depends how the season goes. I think that the way that the Lakers have embraced him, he loves it. The way that Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, JJ Redick, I think because he has his boy Dorian Finney-Smith there, I think that helps. I think everything helps. I think all the little things help. The way that LeBron said the number one priority is making sure Luka feels comfortable. I think all those things help him. And I think if they're there at a time that, is needed and they don't tell Luka, yeah, just shut up and play ball. Like, no, they're saying, no, we hear Luka. If Luka feels he needs to sit out a game or whatever, we'll be there for him. They're obviously trying to cater to him. And they're trying to work with this program. I think if all those things happen, I think he stays, depending on how the year goes. If they get bounced in the first round and then people start blaming Luka and all these things because he's playing with LeBron, that could shape his decision a little bit. But I think if they make a decent playoff run, the second round, the third round, people are saying, no, give it next year. They'll have their stuff going, they'll be good. Then I think Luka stays inside that long term deal. But, you know, I think the only way he leaves is maybe to team up with Jokic because he loves him. But I don't even see a way that Denver can even get Luka. So, um, I mean, I think he stays. But like I say, it just really depends on how the season goes.
Yeah, I mean, I find it hard to believe that he would go to Denver anyways. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I know him and Jokic are boys, but they don't even have like too much money, bro. And Luka already lost enough money with Dallas letting him go. So I'm pretty
100
sure
million.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to afford to even lose another dollar. So that's why I think he stays on the Lakers. And then on top of that, you add in the fact that it's Los Angeles, he's playing with LeBron. He got his boy on the team as well. That helps. I find it hard to believe he's gonna leave all of that just to go play with Jokic.
Yeah, I truly do think it just depends on how the year ends. Like I say, if it ends when people blaming him and people saying we should have never traded for him, blah blah blah, and then the narrative starts to shift, then I think maybe he will explore his options. But I think if the year goes solid and people are optimistic for next year and everything else like that, I think he'll stay. I think it just really depends on how the season ends and what the narrative is surrounding the Lakers when the year ends. Is it going to be Luka's fat? We should have never traded for him. He sucks, blah, blah, blah. Or is the narrative, give it till next year, we'll be good? I think that that's going to heavily dictate him resigning as well. Um, but yeah, we'll move on. We'll get into our featured story, which is Victor Wembanyama has season-ending injury, if you will. It's not even really an injury, but um, we'll read it here. Just give me a second to pull it up here. Okay. It says the news Thursday is that San Antonio's center, Victor Wembanyama, was diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis and will miss the rest of the 2024-25 season. It sent shockwaves through the league and stunned its fans, not to mention the Spurs and the All-Star International fan base. And then it says, how serious are Victor Wembanyama's blood clots? Because I'm sure we're all asking, how serious is it? A dangerous blood clot has taken San Antonio Spurs Victor Wembanyama out of play for the rest of the 24-25 season. Um, and the NBA announced Thursday such blood clots can break loose, travel through the bloodstream, and lodge in the brain, heart, lungs, and organs, according to experts, that can be severely dangerous. Okay, so that just goes to show you. Apparently, there's a blood clot in his stream, and basically, guys, you have to get that treated right away. You can't sit there and play basketball. Like you have to get that attended immediately because like this says, it can spread to the heart, the lungs, the brain. And if you guys don't even know what that means he can have a heart attack, he can have a brain aneurysm. Like there's a lot of things that can happen because of this blood clot. So what is your take on this massive story that such a young talented player like Victor Wembanyama, this happens to him and he's going to miss the rest of the season.
Okay, so I did a bit of research on this before we did the show. He has his blood clot like in his upper right shoulder, I believe, like somewhere like around this area.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the way they found it was he was feeling like really tired recently. And this was before All-Star weekend. And then coming back from All-Star weekend after, they had rest and stuff, he was still feeling tired. So the Spurs kind of grew concerned, so they tested him, and that's when they found the blood clot, and so they shut him down for the year. Yeah, some other guys in the past who have had blood clots, it's been guys like Chris Bosh, Brandon Ingram, Asor Thompson. It ended Chris Bosh's career.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why his career ended though was because his started from his calf and it worked its way up to his lungs. That's because the heat failed to catch it on time. That's what ultimately ended his career. Asor Thompson and Brandon Ingram's clots were caught on time. They cured them and now they're good. I think the fact that they caught Wemby's on time, I kind of see a similar outcome as Asor Thompson and Brandon Ingram because they caught it on time. I'm pretty sure he'll be well again and be able to return next season. I don't think his career is going to be over like Chris Bosh's because, like I said, Bosch's was because they failed to catch it on time and it worked its way up to his lungs, which is, deadly. That could potentially kill him. So I think moving forward, Wemby will probably be okay. I think what the Spurs should do in the meantime is since Wemby is out, they're not playing for anything. And reports are saying that De'Aaron Fox also needs hand surgery for something. So what I'm thinking they should probably do is take advantage of it now. Since Wemby is out and you're not playing for nothing, I would just say, listen, Fox, get the surgery. We have nothing to play for. Let's tank the rest of the year, get one more stud, and then we go all in next year when you and Wemby are both back. Everyone will be more developed. I think that's the best case scenario moving forward for the Spurs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I think your analysis was spot on, and I think that that's what they should do as well. So I 100% agree. I think it'll give the young players like Vassell, Castle, these guys, they'll give them time to develop and become even better. And then I think for De'Aaron Fox, he's already good. Shut him down, get the surgery that he needs if that is accurate. And then what I would say is also if you lose games, even better because you can have a higher chance at getting someone in the draft because they're already the 11th seed in the West right now. So pretty much can't get uh, any worse than that. So, and it's not going to get better with your best player being out. So, yeah, I fully agree with that analysis. I hope that Victor Wembanyama comes back better and stronger because of this. It could also go the other way. We don't know. But I know that it was good that he said something. It was good that they're sitting him out for the year because obviously this is bigger than basketball. This is, it could potentially be life threatening. So I'm glad that they caught it, and I'm glad they're able to try to get ahead of this thing before it gets worse. So, but yeah, guys, that's our featured story for tonight. And let's give a little prediction here, going back to Lakers here. Since it's Prediction Friday, Pete didn't even know we were going to do this, so I sprung this up on him. But let's give our predictions for the weekend. So the next two games that the Lakers play, they play. Let's see here. They play Denver tomorrow, and then they play the Mavs the next game. So what are the next two games? How can you see the next two games going? So they play tomorrow at Denver at 8:30, and then they play at home versus the Mavericks. So do you see them going 0-2, 1-2, 2-0, and Luka, assuming Luka plays in both, how do you think he plays?
Okay, so I don't think they're going to beat Denver. I don't think they're at the level where they can compete with established franchises as of right now because they did just lose to Utah and Charlotte, which are two of the worst teams. So I think they need a little bit more time to figure it out for the time being. So I'm gonna be honest, I think they're probably gonna get blown out against Denver, in my opinion. I think Denver's gonna blow them out. But I do think they're gonna blow out Dallas though, especially since Anthony Davis isn't even playing and Luka wants revenge. I think they're gonna blow them out. So in my opinion, they go 1-1. They get blown out against Denver and then they blow out Dallas right after that.
Okay. Yeah, I see the Lakers going 2-0 during this stretch. I think that they're looking at this Denver game like we're going to pull out all the stops to truly see if we should avoid Denver or not. I think they're going to play all their guns. I think they're going to play hard. And what JJ Redick is looking to see is this a team that we genuinely cannot beat? And if it is, then they'll avoid Denver. But I don't think that that's the case. I think that they could compete with Denver because they have Luka now, which AG has to choose to guard one or the other. And then they're starting. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they're starting Westbrook, Jamal Murray, and also at times Braun, which are three guys that are under 6'4". Okay, so how is that going to match up against the Lakers? Like we'll see, but against the Lakers, I think that's a tall task to say 6'1" or 6'3", 6'4" Jamal Murray, 6'2", 6'3" Russell Westbrook, 6'3", 6'4" Christian Braun, guard Reeves, LeBron, and Luka. Like that's a tough ask from them. So we'll see how the matchups go. But I think the Lakers are going to play their hearts out this game against Denver because I think they're really going to test to see um, if they should avoid Denver or not. And then I think Luka will be motivated to go against Jokic. That's his boy. I think, and then I think the Lakers team, the Lakers core with Reeves, LeBron, Rui, they're like animated to beat this Denver team. So I think they win that game. And then obviously I think they win against the Mavericks. And I think that's going to be the game that Luka has a vintage performance. Um, I don't think anyone else sees anything other than that. The way that the Mavericks did them, I think Luka wins that game for them by himself, pretty much single handedly. He probably wins that game. So I have the Lakers going 2-0 during that stretch.
Okay. I think if the Lakers do see Denver in the playoffs though, like I think they're gonna get blown out tomorrow. But by the time the playoffs come when the Lakers, have their chemistry down and stuff, I think if they were to match up with Denver, I think they'll beat Denver. Because when they had Anthony Davis, the problem was that they didn't really have Anthony Davis. Like, I mean, he was trying so hard to stop Jokic, and Jokic was still dominating anyways. And then you got nothing from him on offense because he was exerting all that energy. So, how do you beat Denver? Okay, it's not going to be trying to stop Jokic because clearly you can't stop him. Your offense just has to be better than theirs. Now that they have Luka, we could all agree that the Lakers' offense is better. Their defense, yeah, sure, their defense did get worse, but their problem isn't defense against Denver. Their offense simply has to be better because they just can't stop Jokic. Now we're gonna have Jackson Hayes the matchup against Jokic. Cool. Let him get fucking destroyed. I don't care, bro. If it's going to mean the offense is going to be much better because of Luka, I'll take my chances on that. So I think if they were to match up in a series, the Lakers offense is just going to outscore Denver's. And in my opinion, that's kind of how the series will go. It'll be like an offensive minded series, and the Lakers offense is just going to get the better of them. And the Nuggets also have Russell Westbrook, who's going to sell them like always. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So that's it, guys. That's the show. It was a good show. We went over, how the Lakers look with Luka. We also went over Wemby's blood clot situation. Thoughts and prayers are with him. And then we went over our predictions for the next couple games for the Lakers. So that's it, guys. We're gonna end the show there. I'm gonna remind you to like and subscribe, help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. With in addition to that, guys, follow us on Rumble. Just Keep Up Podcast on Rumble to get a push notification every time we post. And then, guys, follow me on YouTube and Rumble, guys, at Kurt's Philosophy if you are interested in the world's darkest secrets. And then we'll talk to you guys again on Monday with a jam-packed episode for you guys on Monday. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching.